Hey guys, my name is Shani and welcome back to another episode of Sitting with Shar. Today's episode is actually a very special one for two reasons. The first one being that I am currently live on Twitch right now. Anyone watching on Twitch, please send through your hellos and your highs. People can see it on YouTube if you're watching on YouTube. That's the thing. I'm live right now. It's the first live podcast that I've done in a minute, and I was just talking, I really want this to be like a more regular thing. Like I want people to like be involved in the podcast more, and I want people to sort of see what I do, because I know like when I talk about the fact that I have a blog and a podcast, it doesn't sound super interesting. So I'm hoping like if I can show you guys what I do, maybe some people will see it a bit more and be like, oh, this is actually not boring, or like, you know, it sounds old, like it's actually nice. I hope this is my little space where I get to sit down and hang out with you guys, and we get to sort of just like chat and chill. And I don't know, I'm really excited for today's episode because I'm actually trying out a new format. And what I mean by that is Sitting with Shar has previously been with having guests on. We have had a lot of amazing people come onto my podcast and feature on my podcast, and I've been very, very lucky to have those people on. But I think the biggest issue is timing, time zones, different countries, and just finding time where both parties are free at the same time. It is difficult. It is really, really difficult to organize. So I've reformatted the podcast to be primarily a solo podcast. We will still have guests in the future, like that's still going to happen, but I have designed the new format to just be you and me. So we're going to be sitting and chatting and chilling and just having a good time. So yeah, I'm excited. I'm excited to sort of do it solo. I was really nervous about it at the start, but I had a lot of people in Twitch and on YouTube and stuff were very encouraging, and they were like, we would listen to solo episodes of you, which blows my mind, like the fact that anyone would want to, but it's really special. So yeah, Sitting with Shar now has a little new format. So pretty much how the episodes will run when it is a solo episode now is I'm going to be sitting down with you guys, still the same cozy, comfy vibes, and we're going to sit down and I'm just going to talk about like stuff that's been on my mind, stuff I want to talk about, things like that. And it's very similar to how it was, but I've added in a new little segment at the end, which I'm like, I don't know, it's a really feel-good segment, and it's pretty much positive news that's happening in the world, and things that have been happening that have made me smile, because there's a lot of horrible shit happening in the world, like at all different times, and it can be a lot sometimes when you turn on the news. So I kind of wanted to contribute to the positive side of it, and I kind of wanted to bring some good news to people and just share things that have made me smile and made me feel good, because yeah, it's really special, and I hope it makes you guys smile too. I really do, because it really, researching these articles and things have really, it's just been really nice. Honestly, it's been really nice. So today's episode is very timely. It's actually something that I have been meaning to make a video on, that I've been wanting to talk about, and it is my goals for 2024. And I'm very excited. I'm very excited to sort of sit down with you guys and just talk about, I guess, the future of Charmander 29, but also, I guess, just Shani, you know? I feel like I've focused so much more on Charmander 29 than Shani over the last few years, and Shani has kind of taken a backseat in terms of priority. I put my content and things forward a lot more than I put myself, and I mean, I've always done it with other people, and in terms of my content, you know, I make content for my community, really. Like, I make it for myself, but it's for me, it's like, I've seen how much my content can impact people and can affect people in a positive way. So Charmander 29 has really taken priority because of that. So I kind of want to talk about my goals as both Shani and Charmander 29. So my personal goals for 2024, it's going to be a really weird year because it's actually my first year where I haven't had to worry about studying or about assignments and exams and everything. Like, I finished my degree in November, and now it's like suddenly I don't have to worry about it anymore. And it's honestly, it's I'm still trying to absorb that and understand that, because it doesn't feel real yet. I just feel like I'm on holidays, right? So it's been really weird to kind of sit down and be like, what do I want to do for 2024 when I don't have a degree to balance with everything. So I've set just some goals that I think I've just been putting off for a while, and they're small goals, but I don't know, they're just things that I've been wanting to do. The first one sounds really silly. I'm gonna explain this, okay? But like, I want to get my toothbrush to the rainbow setting. And I know that when you first hear that, it's like, what the fuck are you talking about? I have this new electric toothbrush that I've had probably for like 2 or 3 months now, and it has this like little light on it, and there's 3 different lights based off how often you are brushing your teeth. There is white for once every now and again, there's blue for like once a day, and there's rainbow for like twice a day for consecutive days. And like, I'm at blue right now, which I'm very proud of, because I've always had a problem with brushing my teeth. It just hasn't been a habit that I've kept very well, and this toothbrush has honestly been absolutely amazing. I'm not mentioning the brand name because like it's not sponsored. It's not sponsored. It's just a fucking great toothbrush. So I really want to get it to the rainbow setting. I really want to like get it to the point where like I'm brushing my teeth twice a day. Like, I feel like I've been doing really well with it, and I just also, I think it's just gonna be really satisfying seeing that like rainbow on my toothbrush. Like, I don't know, there's just something like that just makes me really happy about that. So that's one of my goals, is to get the rainbow light on my toothbrush. This next one is kind of a bit heavier, and I'm not going to go into details, but I've survived a lot of things in my life. And I know we're coming from, you know, rainbow toothbrush to this. It's wild. I've survived a lot of things in my life. I've done a lot of things and been through a lot of things. And honestly, a lot of those events, I didn't know how I was going to make it through. And I still recall from 2022, from last year, just remembering that I just wanted to survive. I just wanted to survive what I was going through, and I would worry about the trauma, the emotional damage later, because I didn't have it in me to look at it at that time. And at the start of this year, I said that I wanted 2023 to be all about healing. I really wanted to focus on myself and focus on healing from 2022, because 2022 was fucked. Let's like probably not for everyone, but for me personally, it was absolutely fucked. And I went through a lot. 2023 has been a really good year for me in terms of healing. But it's also been a learning experience that I can't heal everything by myself. I'm a very stubborn, independent woman. I was raised to know how to take care of myself and to not need anyone's help and to just be strong. And asking for help was something that I didn't like doing because I have a lot of pride and I don't like asking for help. It makes me feel sick to my tummy. It makes me just upset at myself and frustrated with myself because I'm like, I should be able to do this. But I've healed a lot in 2023, but I need help. And one of the things that I want for 2024 is to accept that, I guess, to come to peace with it. I've already reached out and I have been getting help for these specific things. I've been in therapy for like 2 years, so it's not therapy, it's like the next up thing. And I've been reaching out and working on some really deep traumas that I haven't addressed in a long time, and that I just honestly I had given up even trying to heal from them. I just kind of accepted to live with them, and being able to find people who have been able to help me and said like, we can help you get past this, it's been absolutely mind-blowing, honestly. So I've been putting in a lot of work to work through those things, and I will be putting in a heap of work in 2024. And I guess this goal is mainly just centered around asking for help more and accepting that it's okay to ask for help. I think like that's important because I don't like to ask for help, and being vulnerable in that way is just, it's just never been something I've been comfortable to do. So this is really going to push me out of my comfort zone, but yeah, that's another one. I know we went from having a rainbow light on a toothbrush to like healing from past traumas. a little bit of a jump, but that is something that is definitely on the list. I feel like I've made a lot of progress in terms of like where I am mentally this year. Like I feel like I've done a lot of healing, but yeah, there's just some things that it's like I'm not equipped to work on these things. Like I don't even know where to start, and there are professionals out there who can help me. And you know, the reason I'm talking about this on a public space, on my podcast, on Twitch, like I want people to understand like it's okay to get help, it's okay to ask for help, and it's okay to be vulnerable and to do that. And it's easy for me to say, but I'm trying to actually also prove it with action and prove that it is something that I am also working on actively. And I hope that I can lead by example in that way. Going back to the lighthearted stuff, another one of my goals for 2024 is I want to read more. I am such a huge bookworm at heart. I fucking love reading. I was that kid at primary school who had the entire set of Harry Potter in her backpack, and whenever we had like quiet reading time, I was the kid that people would come to and be like, do you have a book? Because I didn't bring a book. I had like 6 books in my bag at like all times. It was insane. I love reading, and throughout my years of study, like my attention has been taken from reading to more into like rote learning and to like content and just trying to remember things and apply things. And now that I'm done with my degree, I'm like, I just want to live in a book nook, you know, like I just want endless snacks and supplies to stay alive and blankets and books. Like if I could have that, I would, don't even talk to me. Like I would literally, that's my happy spot right there. Like I don't need to see anyone. I don't need to do anything. I'm just gonna be with my books. I'm a happy chappy, like, you know, happy being. So I really want to read more. I'm probably going to make a YouTube series around the books that I read every month. I did do one, I think it was last year, but then everything happened and that kind of like fell off and died. So I want to bring that back. That's probably one video series that I want to bring back to YouTube. And also my book reviews. I am doing book reviews on my blog as well. So being able to sort of like write down how I felt about what I read and like about the book in general and rating it and doing all that. Like I'm really excited to do all that too. So you can find that blog on my memberships page. I will leave the link down below, or if you're watching on Twitch right now, you can put !members in chat and it'll bring up the link for you. So yeah, I can't wait. Honestly, I'm really excited to read more and to just have that be a normal part of my life again. The last personal goal that I have for myself, like I feel like I've always got personal goals, but I wanted to set some things that were priorities and also things that were just like things that I felt were important for me to work on in 2024. But honestly, if I had to go on with my personal goals, I think there'd be like a million of them. But in this short list, the last one that I have is to be kinder to myself. And I know that my Twitch community is probably like cheering or like fist pumping the air right now, or like just if you've hung around with my content, I can't even look at chat right now. If you've hung around in my content and you've been here for a minute, you know I suck at taking compliments. I am literally the worst person at taking compliments. Self-sabotage is such a huge part of my existence. And I've had a lot of things happen in my life that have made me doubt myself, and I've carried that for over a decade now. And it's just become a part of my life. And 2024 is the year that I am going to be working on breaking that cycle, I guess. I just, it's so exhausting doubting yourself all the time. And it's also so exhausting not knowing what to believe when so many people believe in you and love what you do and compliment you and have all of these wonderful and lovely things to say about your work. And then when you're by yourself, it's like you're just ripping yourself to shreds, you know? It's hard. It's a lot. And honestly, I feel like to do the things that I want to do in my life and to continue to create content and to continue to be here and do the stuff that I want to do, I can't keep living with all of these shadows and all of these different things that haunt me and continue to just make me doubt myself when I really don't need to. You know, like some days I feel amazing about everything that I do, and some days I'm like on top of the world and I'm like I'm doing an amazing job and like look at all this stuff. But a lot of the time I'm like I feel like I can never do enough, and I don't know what will make me happy. So one of my goals for 2024 is just working on that, working on learning how to accept compliments, learning how to set my boundaries, and just be able to stand up to the self-sabotage and to be able to work through it and to not look at the things I do and just rip everything to shreds and just, yeah, I'm really excited and nervous to work on it, honestly. And I say nervous because I think with something that's been ingrained in how you think about yourself for over a decade, I think it's going to take a lot of really deep and hard work to rip that up and to change your thought pattern. So I know that that's going to be a lot. So yeah, excited and nervous. I'm very excited to live without it, I'll tell you that much. I'm very excited to live without it. Okay, content goals. Ooh, let's get into it. Content goals for the small bean for Charmander29 for 2024. It's wild to think that I'm still going to be making content in 2024. It's wild to think that I'm making content outside of my degree. Like, I got my degree and I'm still streaming and I'm still here and people are still wanting to watch me, and like it just blows my mind. So here I am. I'm really excited. So the first lot of goals around my content that I'm going to be talking about is very superficial sounding, but also very visible goals, very numbers based goals, and they are based around my followers on Twitch and YouTube. I didn't really want to set follower goals for Instagram or TikTok or Twitter/X. Like I didn't really want to set goals around those platforms. I use them, but they're not my primary platforms where I do most of my work. Twitch and YouTube are the ones that I put the most time and effort into, so those are going to be my focus. So as it stands right now, it is the 18th of December 2023. We have 307 YouTube subscribers right now, which is crazy. And on Twitch, we have 3,920 followers. That's a lot of people. That's really scary. That's really scary, isn't it? I don't know. For me, it's scary because it's like that's a lot of people. But yeah, that's where we stand right now. My goal for 2024 for YouTube is 500. So I'm already over halfway there, but the reason it's 500 is because I'm aiming towards YouTube Partner. 500 is now the minimum followers that you need to have to apply for YouTube Partner, as well as, like you need the average hours and everything like that, but that is the follower count. So that's my goal there. My other goal for Twitch, and I feel honestly, I feel so crazy for even saying this. Okay, I guess I'm just gonna say it. So my goal for Twitch for 2024 is 5,000 followers. So that's just over 1,000 followers more than what I have right now. That's a lot of people. That is a lot of people. That is really scary. But in saying that, my goal setting is also very different to what it has been in the past. I've been reading this book called Atomic Habits by James Clear, and book review will be up on the blog in the new year, so keep an eye out for that, because this book is literally changing everything about the way that I see goal setting and potential and how to work towards your goals. I cannot recommend this book enough. It is absolutely insane. And if you are setting goals for your 2024 and you actually want to achieve them, highly recommend getting this book. I've been going through with highlighters and highlighting things and taking notes and doing all these things. Like, it is really a book to study to get the most out of it, and I'm actually obsessed. It's incredible. It's such a good book. 20 out of 10 recommend. Not sponsored, but just so good. Chef's kiss. So, with those superficial goals, I'm going to be approaching them differently than how I have been in the past. I'm going to be using techniques and strategies that I've learned from Atomic Habits and applying that to my goals. And I also have deeper goals for my content as well. It's not just numbers based. It's not just like, I want this many followers and I want this many subscribers. Like, there's actually other things too. So my deeper goals, which is more around my mindset and things about me as a creator myself, is the first one is to be more confident as a content creator and in what I do. Because as I said previously, I have a lot of self-sabotage. I have a lot of things that get me in my head with my content that I'm so good at overthinking everything that I do and doubting myself, and I just really want to not do that anymore. I want to enjoy what I do, and I just want to be want to feel confident in what I'm putting out there, you know? So that is the first one. The second one, I already said it, enjoy what I make. I want to enjoy the stuff that I'm making. Yeah, plain and simple. For a while there, I was just making stuff for other people. I was making stuff that I thought others wanted to see, and yeah, now I don't even want that to be, not necessarily a consideration, but I don't want it to be a stress. I just want to do what makes me happy and find people who it also makes happy, who also want to watch that content, you know? That's a goal. Yeah. Another one which is also reflective of my personal goals is asking for help. I suck at asking for help, okay? I'm literally the worst person when it comes to it. I'm so shocking at asking for help. It is so bad. I just want to do everything myself, and I have so much pride and stubbornness that it is really, really difficult to sort of to reach out to others, especially in content. I will say, my videos are like my babies. Like my setup and what I have here and what I do, like this space is so precious to me, and I'm like, I feel like I have a vision for a lot of things that I do, and just the idea of like handing it to other people is just so difficult. So one of my things is to learn how to get help and to just fucking ask for it when I need it, instead of just trying to power through, because I'm like, it's a lot, and I need to learn how to do that. I know this sounds like I'm repeating myself. The final deeper goal for my content is learning how to take compliments from my community. Once again, I get so many compliments from people, and like I get so many nice things said to me, especially about like my content or like things that I do or how I look, which is like really sweet. But it's something that I feel like I've never been able to take it to heart, because I just feel like people are being nice to me. I've never seen anything that people have said that is nice about me to be real. But then when it comes to the negative stuff, I'm like, oh, that's like 100% accurate. Like that is so accurate. It's ridiculous. So yeah, I want to like listen to my community more and just sort of like be able to accept what they're saying to me, you know? I don't want to like live my life based off of it, but I just want to be able to take it more to heart. I just want to enjoy compliments rather than being so afraid and confused by them. This next part of the podcast is something that is very special to me. It is something that I am very happy about and very excited to include, and I don't know what I'm going to call the segment yet, but it is basically just positive news and positive news articles and things that I've found that have just honestly just made me smile, because I feel like so much of the news these days is so dark and terrifying and scary, and I just wanted to bring some light to people's days, you know? So I hope these things make you smile too, because they made me smile a lot. Okay, so the first one that I have, and this is a headline from an article: violent crimes and homicide falling across US major cities, with Detroit on track for a 60-year low. That's insane. That is absolutely bonkers to me. Like the fact that it's going to be at a low for the first time in 60 years, and that it's also falling across all of the US. Like it just makes me a happy bean. This one made me smile a lot. So dozens of, quote, flash dads are cheering on students arriving at schools in Kentucky for 7 years, giving high fives and support. So it's pretty much like, kind of like bring your dad to school day kind of a thing. When people's dads weren't showing up or people didn't have a father figure to bring, these all these dads were coming in and like just supporting all of these students for 7 years and just high-fiving them as though they were going into the school and like just being there for them. And it just warmed my heart so much. There's like a really sweet photo under it too, and it's just so special. And just people like that it just makes me so happy. And the last one is honestly just really cool. Fishing nets and carpets can now be recycled molecularly. I can't say that word. On a molecular level, thanks to genius chemist and a new catalyst. So fishing nets and carpets, the stuff that they are made of, can now be broken down to a molecular level and recycled, which is just like, it's just such a necessary thing, honestly, in the world. Like it just makes me so happy that science is at the point now that we are taking such steps that can make such a difference. So I really hope that can get rolled out, and that can be used in the future sooner, hopefully sooner rather than later. Yeah, that just makes me really happy. So those are my good news stories for this week. Thank you guys so much for hanging out on my little podcast. I appreciate you guys. I hope you enjoyed sitting with me. So if you want to support me or my little podcast, you guys can do so by following or subscribing on whatever platform that you are listening/watching on. You guys can like the episode, or you can rate the podcast. You can do all the above if you really want to. I will appreciate you forever if you do. My goodness. But thank you so much for being here. I'm so excited to be back for 2024 and to be making this podcast into more of a solo style and just something that I can really enjoy doing, and I'm really excited. So I hope you guys are too, and I will see you guys in the next one. Remember to stay cozy and be kind. Bye!